Okay, so what is administrative law? In a nutshell, administrative law is the set of rules and laws that govern agencies. Now, common examples of agencies are things like the Environmental Protection Agency at the federal level, or the Department of Environmental Protection at the Florida level. Other common examples of agencies are the Social Security Administration, the Department of Transportation, the Veterans Administration, you name it. There's dozens and dozens of agencies at the federal level and at the state level. So, what the Congress created at the federal level is the Administrative Procedures Act, and that governs how the agencies operate. Again, we have one at the state level called the Florida Administrative Procedures Act, which governs, you guessed it, how Florida agencies act. Now, not to get into too much detail, but administrative laws can also affect government officials. They can even at times govern the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the state attorney. But we're going to try to keep things general for our class. This is not an Administrative Procedures Act. So what I want you to take away from this is administrative law is based on the Administrative Procedures Act, and it governs agencies. That's in a nutshell. Now, what sorts of things are covered under administrative law, and why is it so important to our class? Well, most agencies have a great role in effectuating environmental laws. Yes, the laws are written at the federal level by the Congress and at the state level by the Florida legislature, but they are implemented by agencies. Again, here in Florida, we have the Department of Environmental Protection, but we also have the Fish and Wildlife Commission and other agencies that also get involved in environmental protection. Same at the federal level. It's not just the Environmental Protection Agency. You'll actually find the Coast Guard getting involved in environmental protection matters. And yes, the Coast Guard is a branch of military, but in certain circumstances it is also an administrative agency. So these agencies implement the environmental laws. They implement them in two ways. One, the laws are not always very clearly written. So the agencies are tasked with interpreting the laws, and they do this through writing rules. So you have an environmental law written by the legislature, and then you have its interpretation governed through rules issued by the agency. In addition to interpreting the laws, the agencies also have the ability to permit. In the prior video, I explained that at its heart, regulatory laws are permitting laws, and it is the agencies who decide how you get a permit and whether you're going to get a permit and how far that permit's going to allow you to go. So I hope what you're taking from this is that agencies have quite a bit of power. They are very, very important in the concept of environmental regulation, and how well environmental resources are protected has a lot to do with how much the agency wants to protect. Now, under certain administrations, environmental agencies are very stringent, and they go through great effort to protect the environment from pollution, to try to preserve animal species and other types of wildlife. You name it, they try to protect the environment. Under different administrations, agencies are instructed not to interpret so strenuously and to issue more permits. We'll talk about this more during our discussion post when we consider various environmental problems that are going on in the world today, and particularly here in America. So that in a nutshell is administrative law and in how it relates to environmental regulation. Thanks for listening.